I'm Paul Zigo, and this is Cinema for Cynics. Here in the new Cinema for Cynics lab, Chauncey has taken a back seat, but he'll pop in when he needs to. Toasty! Moving right along. You ever find yourself in the mood for something very specific in a movie? I know I do. The other day, I was bound and determined to watch a volcano movie. Believe it or not, pickings are kind of slim when it comes to movies with a volcano as the central focus. You'd think something so grand and destructive would have been milked dry by Hollywood by now, but you'd be wrong. There's that shitty 1997 joint, unfortunately named Volcano, where LA is destroyed. There's not really a volcano in Volcano, just Tommy Lee Jones and a bunch of lava. 2017 saw the release of Pompeii, which I haven't seen, but I haven't heard good things about. I, of course, settled on the king of volcano films. That's right, folks. Dante's motherfucking Peak. It's got James Bond, Sarah Connor from Terminator, and a big-ass volcano. I mean, what more could a man with a deep desire for hot magma action ask for? Would a good movie be asking too much? I guess so. Dante's Peak follows James Bond, whose undercover is Harry Dalton, the best goddamn volcanologist in the game. He finds himself in the fictional Washington town of Dante's Peak, nestled beneath an equally fictional volcano of the same name. Harry's doing some routine checking on the volcano for the U.S. Geological Survey. While he's doing that, he meets the town's mayor, Rachel, played by Linda Hamilton, her two kids, and her crusty old mother-in-law. Pretty early on, they discover the bodies of two skinny dippers in the local hot springs, apparently boiled alive.
No, stop.
The discovery gives Harry a bad feeling, so he calls in his boss and a team of scientists to measure the supposedly dormant volcano. They begin checking into things on the mountain, and Harry gets down to his real business. Unfortunately, for the first 75% of the movie, the only volcano you'll get is in Harry Dalton's pants, as he shoots a ridiculous amount of smoldering looks at the mayor, Rachel. I mean, I get it. You can't just show a volcano erupting for 2 hours. You got to fill it out with characters and story. Unfortunately, the writers decided that this lame-ass love story was the best way to do it.
Oh, maybe I should make some coffee.
No, Rachel, no. I don't want any coffee. Thanks.
I really think I should make us some coffee.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I've never really cared for your coffee.
When he isn't about to erupt in his pants over the mayor, Harry's trying desperately to get his boss and his support team to believe his hunch that the mountain's gonna blow any second. It's one of those movies. The lone scientist who has it all figured out tries desperately to convince everyone the danger is real, only to get laughed at for his troubles. That is, until it's too late. Then he gets that satisfying, Harry, you were right all along moment. Ugh.
All right, Harry, listen. For whatever it's worth, you were right and I was wrong. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll see you later.
The action for most of the film is not only slow, it's almost non-existent. The most exciting thing that happens in the film's first hour or so is a dude breaking his leg.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, sorry. It's my leg. Ow. Paul?
That's all you get, unless watching Pierce Brosnan shoot fuck-me eyes at Linda Hamilton is your thing. The movie's payoff is the Eruption, and that unfolds over the last half hour or so. I mean, to be fair, it's pretty cool looking. Despite being made in the 90s, the CGI holds up really well. The team behind the visual effects should be pretty proud of their Eruption. It almost makes up for the first hour and 15 minutes of this movie.
So long, Harry.
Oh, no.
So long.
Almost. There are some problems with the Eruption, though. It happens incredibly slowly, for one thing. In one scene, Harry outruns a fucking pyroclastic cloud in a Chevy Suburban. I'm pretty sure those reach about 400 miles per hour, the pyroclastic cloud, not the Chevy, hence the point, but whatever. It's a big dumb action scene, so I guess it's forgivable. In another scene, Harry drives that same Suburban directly through a river of lava. After somehow making it to the other side, he continues driving on what would surely be two little nubs of molten metal for like miles and miles through the town. In yet another scene, Harry drives the Suburban into this deep-ass, rushing whitewater river. He's the only one that makes it to the other side as everyone else gets washed away. Lesson? The Chevy Suburban is badass, I guess. Harry saves the town, but also has to save the mayor's crotchety old mother-in-law when she refuses to leave her cabin on the mountain. She ends up dying anyway in a pretty nonsensical scene. Harry, the mayor, and her 2 kids, and the old woman are in this little boat on a lake trying to get to the other side. After getting about halfway across, they notice that the volcano has somehow turned the whole lake into acid, and it's eating through the boat. It destroys the motor before they can get to the other side, so Harry starts trying to paddle with a shirt covering his hand. Once they're, I don't know, maybe 10 feet from the fucking dock, the old lady jumps in and pushes the boat the last couple of feet. What are you doing, lady? The dock's right there. Oh, forget it. And that, folks, is about it. Harry saves the day by racing the pyroclastic cloud to the entrance of an old mine where he, his new girlfriend, and apparently his 2 future stepchildren are eventually rescued. The movie never really works outside of the eruption scene, and by the time it arrives, it's just too little too late. Don't waste your time. Don't watch it.